This is the middleweight IBJJF World's Finals, the biggest tournament in competitive Gi Jiu Jitsu, with two of the top ranked grapplers in the sport, and it is about to go down? Did they just do that for the entire 10-minute match? What the f? When I first saw that match, I didn't want to believe my eyes that even the most electric gi grappler, my guy, Tynan Dalbra, could be involved in such a tragedy. But yup, it happened, and unfortunately what we just witnessed is actually quite common in high-level gi Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. Let's go a bit further back. What I'm referring to is the 50-50 position. A position where two grapplers have their legs intertwined. It was popularized by Rafa and Gi Mendes back in the mid-2000s. An iconic moment of its early development was when Rafa Mendes and Cobrinha locked legs for pretty much the entire 2009 Featherweight World's Finals match, helping to pave the way for the position, which has been as relevant as ever in today's competition scene. Now, quite clearly, one can imagine why a position like 50-50 is so heavily frowned upon within the sport. And through the course of this video, we're not only going to delve into the why, but we'll also take a look at a few ways that the IBJJF and other organizations are taking action to get things going in a better direction. But first, just a quick shout out to my affiliate BJJ Fanatics, where you can find thousands of instructionals taught from the likes of Gordon Ryan, John Donaher, Marcelo Garcia, and more. There's literally always massive discounts and sales going on. My affiliate link will be in the description and comment section below, and all sales help to support the channel. Now back to the video. The biggest issue with 50-50 in the gi is that it encourages point fighting and stalling. Sure, there are ankle locks, knee bars, toe holds, and even the rare armbar available from here, but realistically, this isn't no gi where you have to be worried about the threat of being heel hooked. And with the biggest threat being removed, the danger of being in 50-50 gets neutered. Point-oriented guard players will often intentionally use 50-50 to slow down the action, and or look to score 2 points for the sweep. And as a passer, it can be a difficult position to escape, especially with 50-50 variations that use the lapel to really lock in the position. What ends up happening here is that the passer often gets swept and now becomes the guard player. And since they want to score 2 points back, they now become the one trying to hold the position while the passer clamps down for dear life to avoid the sweep. Basically, the roles continually reverse in this evil demented cycle and becomes what Gi Jiu refers to as, it looks like two idiots on a seesaw. Some might say, so what if the position encourages point fighting or stalling? It's a part of jiu-jitsu, and competitors should be able to use any and every route within the rulebook guidelines to win. And that's true. The key part here is within the rulebook, and so much of the fault ultimately comes down to whoever is making the rules, which are the leading organizations like the IBJJF. But what the athletes don't realize is that they are hurting themselves when using 50-50 for large portions of matches. As it is, jiu-jitsu in the gi is already difficult to understand for those new to the sport. An uneventful and confusing position like 50-50 is ultimately bad for spectatorship, which directly translates to less money in the pockets of fighters. Not that the IBJJF pays enough anyways, but that's a whole nother story. Luckily though, things are beginning to change for the first time since 2015, when the IBJJF had made a rule change to stop awarding advantages for sweep attempts from 50-50. Nearly 8 years later, in January of 2023, the IBJJF announced a new rule basically stating athletes who grab their opponent's belt or lapel while entangled in 50-50 guard will have 10 seconds to utilize the grip. Otherwise, they'll receive a penalty. Although this rule only applies to their Flow Grappling Grand Prix series, it is a massive step in the right direction, which will hopefully carry over to all of the IBJJF's tournaments. But even further back in March of 2022, the organization BJJ Stars, which hosts major gi events, went in on the 50-50 guard. The rule states that 20 seconds of inaction from 50-50 will result in a standing restart and a penalty against both combatants. I definitely am a fan of these recent rule changes if it means never having to endure something like this again. What are your thoughts? Do you think these recent rule changes are a positive or a negative? Don't forget to subscribe to see more.
Because I'm sick of the 50-50 when they sit in here forever.
It's a legal move, right?
Yeah.
But it can be abused.
Yeah, it can be.
And you should be penalized, right?
Yeah, I think they don't need to make it illegal. They just need to make stalling more.
Yeah.
So